comfort and her health. So before we get started about things that you have to do with feet, I thought I would introduce you to the different parts of the bottom of her foot. And obviously, we know the nails, and we can talk later about cutting those. But this is the part I want to talk to you about. These are the pads, and these are digital pads. And this big one right here, this is the metacarpal pad. And I want you to think about these as shock absorbers. Okay? They are thick, they have fat pads in between, and what they do is they protect the bones of the foot when she's walking. And dogs are different from people. They actually walk on their toes rather than on their heels. So these pads are very, very important in cushioning bones and ligaments of the foot. So there's another pad that she doesn't want to show us, all the way up here. And this is called the carpal pad. And this pad is different. This one serves more like a brake. So you know when your dog is running and they kind of put their foot, extend their foot out before they hit the wall, it's the carpal pad that's making contact with the floor that stops them from running. So here's the area that I want you to concentrate on. Can I show one more time, please? In between the digital pad and the metacarpal pad, there's a very deep groove there.
Oh, wow.
And that's a spot where debris from outside can get stuck. We sometimes find little rocks, little pieces of salt if they're putting salt out on the street. So you really want to keep that area clean, and I'll show you how to do that. The other reason why you want to keep your feet clean is that this is really interesting. Dogs don't have sweat glands any place else but on the skin of their paws. So they don't sweat like we do. They sweat only from their feet. And they also have glands on their feet which will exude moisture when they get nervous, kind of like the equivalent of a sweaty palm in people. So, and we all know that dog feet smell like Fritos or corn chips, and that smell comes from bacteria and yeast that will get attracted to the gland's secretions. So for all of these reasons, I want to show you how to clean your dog's feet.
Oh, thank you.
I have here, this is an alcohol-free, unscented baby wipe. And this is my favorite product to use on the bottom of their feet because it doesn't irritate the skin at all. They're very inexpensive. You can use one on each foot. And I like to actually clean their feet every single time they come in from the outside. Because how does a dog clean her own feet? By putting it in her mouth and licking it. And I would rather get all the dirt off before they come home so that they don't walk around in your apartment or your furniture or your bed with dirty feet. And most importantly, so that she doesn't ingest everything that she's just stepped in. So all I'm doing is wiping her pads and then going in between the digital pad and the metacarpal pad and wiping away. And her feet are nice and clean, but I've still wiped away any of the surface bacteria that she's come in contact with outside. And again, she has, I can feel all the way in this groove here, making sure that she doesn't have anything stuck in there and she's nice and clean. Put your finger.
Huh.
You feel that?
Yeah.
So we're just going to work on getting that out. And sometimes, if your dog is not used to you touching them in this area, then maybe you don't want to do all of this on the first day. It's really important to get them comfortable with having their feet touched. So just a little. You can feel in my finger a little like sandy pebbly thing, and that was just stuck in between her pads, and that would continue to get larger until the point where she felt like she was walking on something. It's very important to do this at this time of the year. It's winter, we have snow and ice outside, but more importantly, they put salt to melt the snow and ice, and sometimes that salt can get stuck stuck in between, and it's very, very irritating to them. So clean her feet every time she comes inside.
Will do.
If you are looking at her pads, hers are nice and soft, but they can start to get thick and calloused if the dogs are doing a lot of walking. And if you notice that if the pad looks dry or cracked, you can use something like this to just soften it. Just put it on your finger and rub on her foot pad. We also like to protect feet in the winter time from snow and ice and salt. And if your dog is comfortable having their feet handled, you can use a little boot. And we have one here that's the right size for Glee. This is just like a balloon type of boot, and she would wear one on each one of her feet. She's such a good girl. Show you how easy it is to put on. And this way, when she goes outside, she doesn't come in contact with the freezing cold snow and ice, and also, very important, the salt. You think you can do that?
For sure. So would you recommend also putting those on when it's hot out so that she doesn't burn her paws on the cement?
That's a great question. You have to be a little more careful in the summertime because, as I mentioned, dogs do their perspiration through their feet, and it's going to be harder for her to cool herself because the perspiration that comes out of the skin here won't have a chance to evaporate. And it's very important that you take your boots off as soon as you come home so that her feet can breathe as it were.
Makes sense. Another question. What if she went outside and got exposed to salt? I know you have to clean it out, but do you have to do anything besides using the baby wipes?
You can use baby wipes if you think that she's really come in contact with a big puddle that had a lot of salt in. I would wash her feet because again, that salt is very irritating to their skin. They do make a safe salt, which you would use on your own property, but when you live in New York City, they're putting out whatever kind of salt they want, and it is irritating to them.
Cool. One other question. So, Glee loves to be moisturized, get a little paw massage, but she also loves to then try and lick off whatever we put on. Is that okay?
It is. I mean, obviously, I don't want her to eat this entire container, but if you massage this on her feet and continue to rub for a few minutes until it gets absorbed, if she licks it, nothing bad will happen.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
I think Glee's going to be much more comfortable with everything you're going to do.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Glee.
Thanks, Glee.
A few people have been asking what her name was. It's Glee. What's her Instagram?
Oh, it's Goldens_Glee.
All right, check her out on Instagram. Thanks, Dr.
On today just for him. Good job, you. So it's important for the dogs that are in training to become assistance dogs. It's good for them to meet any and all different things that they won't see on a daily basis to make sure they're comfortable and not afraid. And this is exactly one of those things. So we're gonna go ahead and Smudge and I are gonna walk over and say hello to Santa. Ready to go? Come on. Let's go. Good job. Hello, Santa.
There. How are you today? How are you doing? Would you like for Christmas some more buns?
Yes. Smudge told me that she would love to have some Nyla bones, huh, Smudge? And some new Kongs. Because, you know,
Okay.
the 20 or 25 toys that she has at home, maybe it's just not enough.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do.
So this is great. As you guys can see, Smudge is just happy as can be to be sitting here with Santa. Very good.
Such a good boy.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. And I think that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to step out of the frame and Smudge and Santa are going to have a picture moment. Just like they would do with the kids here. And there you go. Stay.
Stay.
So that was really good on her part. That squeaker, the flash, she just sat here like she was a little pro, and she's done this about 1,000 times. And this is all because as future assistance dogs, and with me, her puppy raiser, we get to go pretty much anywhere in public and get her just used to life, out and about, not afraid of anything. So she's always eager and happy to go anywhere. Santa, thank you so much for today. And
See you soon.
yes, we will see you soon.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Let's go. Good job. So now we're going to take a walk. Smudge. Now that we've met Santa, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a walk and go see a glass elevator and take a ride. Come on, let's go. Smudge. Good job. Let's go. So coming to public places like this just becomes second nature for these guys. Again, very important that they're relaxed, they're happy and comfortable no matter where we go. The malls like this Springfield Town Center are very crucial to our training. We're very fortunate in this DC, Northern Virginia, Maryland area that we have quite a few malls that are very good to us and let us move about and do our training. If you're interested in puppy raising, as I am, it's a volunteer position with the Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind. You can go to guidedog.org, or you can go to our sister organization, vetdogs.org, and check out ways that you can help. Good. So she's waiting politely as we're, so she's going to wait until she's directed to go on. She has to stand by me politely. Very good. And she keeps staring at me because she knows that I have these kibbles right here. And these are a really important part of her training. Come on, Smudgy. Very good. Let's go. When we come in to an elevator, when we come into an elevator, again, we want our dogs nice and relaxed, enjoying it. She has a little bit of wagging the tail. She can be a little serious sometimes, but she's always enjoying herself. She's always very comfortable, no matter what the height is or what it looks like. Very good. Let's go. Good job, Smudgy. So you might be able to see we're up on the second level, and you know, she looks down. I look down. It's a little scary to me, but we walk up here all the time. She can see right through this glass. It doesn't faze her, and again, that's exactly what we're looking for. Smudge. Very good. And right now she's practicing walking on a loose leash. A very important skill that she's going to need to have when she's with someone who's blind or visually impaired. The Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind, they train these dogs up in Long Island, New York, in Smithtown. And when the dogs are fully trained, they are given to the clients free of charge, which is absolutely amazing that this organization is able to give these dogs free of charge. So what I do as a puppy raiser is a volunteer position. Good job. We get the puppies at around 10 weeks old, raise them in our home until they're around 14, 15 months old. We teach them so many important skills. Today is very much a part of it. Socializing her out in the public, getting her used to wherever we go. I teach her very good house manners. She's a great house guest. So we really do. We train them for a little over a year to become just great citizens and great guests of our home. And she is just off to a great start. Hi, Smudge. And again, if you're just joining us, this is Smudge. She's a 10-month-old yellow lab, and she's a future guide dog with the Guide Dog Foundation for the Blind. And I am her volunteer puppy raiser. So now we're going to go ahead and we're gonna move on to the escalator. We're gonna show you how we show her the escalator. Let's go. Good job, Smudgy. Nice. And I gave her a treat for just maintaining her forward position. And we're gonna show the escalator. Smudge. Good job. Yeah, are you ready? Good job. Let's go. Nice. Oh, she's ready to step on. Very good. We love escalators. Yes, we do. Good job. So, as a puppy raiser, we are only showing them an escalator at this point. When she goes to New York with the guide dog trainers, they're gonna have her hop right on there. I think she's ready. But they throw a big old party with them on the escalators. They really get them to enjoy it. Good job. And they know how to teach the dogs to get on and off escalators safely, to keep their cute little paws all safe and intact. Well, very good. So now we're going to move along to some really long, steep stairs. Again, a very important part of what we do as puppy raisers. Smudge, let's go. And I'm going to let my camera person, Melissa here, get ahead of me. We're going to try and go very slow because she's walking backwards down these stairs just to capture all this. So we really like to use these stairs here at this mall. They are steep, they're slippery, they can be, maybe I would think they'd be a little intimidating, but because we do stairs and different things like this in public so often, she just doesn't even miss a beat. She's not bothered, she's happy, she's gotten lots of treats on stairs. So today what I'm going to ask her to do is walk nicely beside me and just be with me. So if I was a blind or visually impaired person, that would give me time to find my footing on the stairs and her not pulling me and get me all off balance. So that's what we're practicing. Ready, go? Come on. Let's go. Good job, Smudge. Very good. Good job. Smudge, halt. And if I had to stop for some reason, she stops nicely. She has a nice loose leash and she's ready for that next command. She's very focused on me, which is wonderful. She's very, very good at that. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Good job, Smudgy. What are you doing? Come on, please go. And I practice on the stairs going very slow. Again, for someone who I'm assuming if they're completely blind, they're going to be probably going downstairs pretty slow, making sure they have their safe footing. Sometimes I practice going a little bit faster. Same thing when I walk. Smudge, where you going? When I walk, I try to vary my speed up at times to make sure she just stays nicely with me. Let's go. Very good. And again, if you're just joining us, this is 10-month-old Smudge from the Guide Dog Foundation. And if you want more information about being a volunteer puppy raiser like I am, you can go to guidedog.org or vetdogs.org with our sister organization who trains service dogs for disabled veterans. Smudge. Very good. Heel. Good job. Nice. So thank you all so much for joining us today. And I want to thank the Springfield Town Center here in Springfield, Virginia for allowing us to shoot this video here today and for them allowing us to be all over this mall and really get very valuable training with our puppies. And again, thank you guys so very much for joining today and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks much. in the Guide Dog Foundation program since she was probably around 6 weeks old. Many of you probably started seeing her when she was itty bitty and just as cute. And she has been with me since August here in Northern Virginia, doing all sorts of fun and exciting things. We've been showing you all over time a lot of the training she's been experiencing. And today what we're going to show you is the fun that she gets to have on a regular basis here in my backyard. So before we get started with the doggy playtime, we have a birthday present for Smudge. Yeah, for you. To share with her friends. And I'm going to run over right here and grab it. Steady.
Look at this. It's for the birthday gift. What is it? See?
Smudgy.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
It's going to be a fun toy for her to play with her friends. And we will finish up opening it here in just a couple minutes. Good job. So she can play. But first of all,
What is it, pretty girl?
First of all, I'm going to grab some doggy ice cream for her to share with her friends. Smudge, good job, stay.
Here's Don and Leo the second, and Darwin and Dex.
Smudgy, where you going? All right, Smudgy gets the first take. We're gonna do a few licks each. Oh my goodness! Happy birthday, birthday girl! Good job! Oh my goodness, it's so good. And we're gonna pass the second one around for everybody to also. Very good. So for any of you who might be interested in learning more about our organization, it's you can go to guidedog.org, or you can also visit our sister organization at vetdogs.org. One of the most amazing parts of being a puppy raiser for the Guide Dog Foundation is that we get to keep these guys until they're ready to leave us for their formal training. Yes, it makes us a little bit sad, but more so we're very proud of all the hard work they've done. But they go from us, they go to the Guide Dog Foundation to further their training. And when they are fully trained, they get matched with someone who's either blind or visually impaired. And these people get these dogs from the Guide Dog Foundation free of charge. And I just find that absolutely amazing and wonderful. And I'm very proud to be part of an organization that does this. Hey, did everybody get a lick? Oh my goodness! Oh, I know we gotta share, girlfriend. Oh, you got some on your nose, dude. All right, I think we've all had enough ice cream, and I'm gonna set this down. And we are, gonna go play. I'm gonna let them off leash, and then I'm gonna open up the toy, and hopefully they're all gonna enjoy it. So on the count of 3, we're gonna let all our dogs off leash. Get everybody ready, because they like to play. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Good job! So this is something that I do maybe around once a month here in my backyard, depending on the weather. I invite several of our puppy raisers over and we let the dogs play. This is a really important part of a dog growing up, a puppy growing up. We monitor how they interact with each other. We want to make sure there's safe and polite play. If anybody gets a little too rambunctious or a little bit out of control, then we might put them back on leash, have them take a break for a minute, and try to correct their behavior in the most positive way we can so they can have fun and safe interactions with each other. And there's Leo and Smudge. They are definitely pals. Leo belongs to the videographer behind the camera, and they get an opportunity to play every now and then. Something else that we do here in my backyard for our group here in the AC area is about once a year we have our annual puppy party here in my backyard, and we've had probably about 30 pups back here or more playing all at the same time with approximately 50 people. It is incredible how much fun it is, how much fun these dogs have, and we have never had any issues with the dogs. They all just get along and play wonderfully. Again, if you're interested in puppy raising, and learning more about the organization, you can go to guidedog.org and you can go to vetdogs.org. And something that a lot of people tend to ask about Smudge over there, if you saw maybe in the first part of the video, she has a black mark on her, kind of her right cheek on her face, and that is just a birthmark, and it's her namesake. It looks like a black smudge mark, and so that's how she got her name. So let's go ahead and we're gonna toss the ball in and see if they are interested in playing with it, since they've already found a toy to play with. Oh, what is it? Oh, what's it got? Oh, here you go. Smudge already has a favorite toy that she's playing with. So thank you so much for joining, and I'll get Smudge here in my background. We really appreciate you being part of Smudge's birthday party. I just want to let you know she's doing wonderfully. She is just excelling in this program, and I'm super excited about her future and how she's going to do when she goes back to the Guide Dog Foundation. Again, if you would like more information, you can go to guidedog.org or vetdogs.org. Thank you so much for joining us and watching how our dogs regularly have fun. Bye. Thanks a lot.
If he wants to go for a ride, he'll run right up to the motorcycle and hop on.
Oh, someone wants to ride the bike. Okay, go ahead. Go on, get up there. My sweet boy wants to ride.
Just throw on the goggles, just throw on the helmet, and he's ready to go.
Socks and I started riding together about 10 years ago.
You want to go for a ride? Come on, let's go for a ride.
About 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to make a trip throughout the entire continental U.S., even up into Alaska. I'm definitely in tune with what's going on with him. That's always been my goal. I want to take the best care of him that I can. At the time I noticed that there was just this small bump on his neck, and I was told to keep a watch on it. That little tumor started to get bigger and bigger. He ended up having to have 6 different tumors removed. He did have 2 different types of cancer. That was a jarring moment when I got the call from the veterinarian. I'm so used to adventuring and running around and hiking. It was very difficult to try to keep him contained to do nothing. It seemed at this point that we've taken care of the issue completely. We've seen 43 different states, 43 different national parks, and just over 100 national forests. Socks is getting older now, about 10 and a half years old. He was having a harder time doing these longer rides that we've gotten so accustomed to. I know that he loves it. I know how much I've enjoyed it over the last decade. So the trailer ended up being the best option for us. I actually, with my dad, built a box for him to sit in. Incredibly strong. We reinforced it so many different ways. It is really a pretty bomber box. It became a little bit of a joke that there's Mike on the bike and now Socks in the box.
Must be socks on a box.
Really okay with hanging out in the box, but I can definitely tell that he does want to be up front if we're riding. It's always been about me doing things with Socks and us enjoying it.
And know that my best friend is right there with me every step of the way. Forever, huh? We just do it forever.